You ever heard the saying, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee? If you haven't, I hope it's something you remember. But if you have, then you should know exactly who said it. Muhammad Ali, an African-American boxer, was the creator of this saying. He not only demonstrated this in the ring, but throughout his entire life. Now let me tell you how it applied to his life. First, Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest boxers of all time. Second, he was discriminated against for his controversial ideas. Lastly, he addressed the issues of class and race. Now let me tell you about my initial point. Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest boxers of all time. So not everybody starts out great, right? Like, I know when we start something new, like we're not always going to be good at it, and neither was he. When he first started, as he got older, he started winning smaller tournaments like the Golden Glove and many other local tournaments in Kentucky. At the age of 18, he went to Rome and won a gold medal at the Olympics. Like, who can say they won a gold medal at the Olympics, especially during this time, an African-American man winning a gold medal in the Olympics. He was also one of the only people to win 3 heavyweight championships. Now that I told you of what a great boxer he was, now let me tell you about how he was discriminated for his controversial ideas. So how many of you guys have ever been discriminated against just because, right? Like, this happened to me the other day. Someone said something about my race and they assumed my race. But anyways, so he was discriminated against because in 1967, Muhammad Ali said no to going to the Vietnam War. He did not want to fight for a white America, right? And so what he did is he faced the max sentence. He got convicted for draft evasion. And the max sentence was 5 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, and on top of that, he was banned from boxing for 3 years. Being banned from boxing when that's your whole life is difficult, right? And so a couple of years later, first of all, I want to say he never went to prison, right? He paid a $10,000 fine. He stayed out of boxing for 3 years. Later on, it was Muhammad Ali versus the United States of America. And so he went to the Supreme Court and he won. He used his First Amendment right to practice his religion freely and used it to win. Now that I told you how he faced discrimination, now I'm going to tell you how he addressed the issues of race and class. So Muhammad Ali was an activist, right? He pretty much fought beside Martin Luther King Jr. and helped bring attention to the civil rights movement. And what he said was, my people have been in jail for over 400 years now. Why not take a stand? And here's a quote that says, he was universally accepted as a man who stood up for what he believed in and paid the price and prevailed. This is saying Muhammad Ali was a hero. He did something that no one thought of ever doing, right? He did it in his own way. Now, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, a famous saying from Muhammad Ali that describes the way he fought in the ring and throughout his life. You learned about how Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest boxers of all time and about his incredible career. You learned how he was discriminated against for his controversial ideas. Lastly, he was a hero who fought for race and class. Like Muhammad Ali, will you float like a butterfly and sting like a bee throughout your life? And will you take a stand? Thank you.